Boy, we wanted to get the wine cellar up and running.
Yeah, that was my question. Revolves around your work on the wine cellar.
The wine cellar?
Yeah. Are you working on that again, or?
Oh yeah, we started working on it on Sunday. Yeah.
I saw your post. My phone just went ding,
Whoa,
ding, ding.
sorry. There we go.
So we must be on.
We
must
are.
be on the air because I got a notification
We
on my
are.
phone.
Oh my gosh! Look at my hair is so short. I look like my brother.
And immediately there are some people watching the show. I'm gonna turn off these speakers. Make sure that we're not picking up any sound from the.
So is the YouTube live again, Matt, or no?
YouTube is currently live, and I can see right now we have a watcher. Thank you, YouTube watcher. I can see your comments on YouTube. So if you want to chat with us and join the chat via YouTube, feel free. I can see you. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, folks, we need those subscribers on YouTube. If you want to head over to YouTube and just hit the subscribe button, that would help us out a lot. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. That's kind of like just a goal.
Let's just go out in the street and like wave people down.
Yeah, just like
here's a sticker if you like our channel.
Like the channel, please. Just strong arm them into it. Yeah, I've thought about different ways to do that. Now, I did, like I said before on the last show, it's free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you any money.
And you don't even have to, well, of course we want you to put on the alerts, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. I just literally need the numbers.
Yeah.
Because it helps us get to where we need to be.
Helps the analytics.
As one of the voices, or two of the voices of Pottstown.
Two among many.
Right. We want to help. We want to help spread the word about Pottstown and everything else.
We want to help spread the positive word.
That's right. Because there's a lot of good stuff going on in our community.
There sure is. You can't even believe the stack of stuff I got to talk about today.
I have a bunch of stuff too. In fact, we're not doing a history lesson because we have so much news. And there's some things that need to be updated. And then also, I want to talk to people, and I'll start now because we have our early watchers, and then I'll repeat myself as more people come on. Thursday is our 1-year anniversary show.
All right, so hold on.
Yeah.
Remember when we started the show, we were going to do it for 2 weeks?
Yes. Well, that was every day.
I know. I just can't. It's really hard to believe that it's been a year.
Right. And we got shut down. And then like 2 days later, I was like, Amy, I'm just doing this thing on my porch with my cell phone. If you want to come over, come on over. And then it took off from there.
Yep.
So, Thursday is our 1-year anniversary of Porchcast.
Happy anniversary.
Pub. Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Tink. Pub, Pottstown United Brewing Company. Adam Burke has graciously agreed to host the evening.
Yes. So finally, Matt, my vision is coming true.
It's coming true.
Talking about sitting in the window at Pub for like 2 years.
2 years.
Like since they opened,
Steady.
right?
Yeah.
And the concept was we would sit in the window like the Today Show, and people would be walking by, and it's not exactly Times Square, but people could walk by, they could be in there and stop by, say hello.
Yeah, give a little street scene of all the things going on High Street, the traffic going back and forth, the very best across the street, the whole 9 yards. So Thursday we're going to be doing that at 5:00. We're going to be live from Pub, Pottstown United Brewing Company.
All right, is our cable long enough?
I'm going there tomorrow afternoon to test all of the technology.
Right.
So that we can bring you the best viewing experience possible.
Yeah, hopefully we get a good connection there.
Yeah, Adam's confident. He's feeling confident. So we're going to go and test that out tomorrow afternoon, right after he opens. On Thursday, we're going to be down there at 5. I'm going to be getting down there around 4:00. Set up the show. If anybody's super curious about what it looks like when I set up the show, come on down. Now, anybody that comes down during the show and joins us live and orders a beer will get a free Porchcast sticker.
Yes.
We've got a gift for our Porchtonians.
Free gift with purchase.
Free gift with purchase. So you'll be supporting Pub by purchasing a beer, and you'll be supporting Porchcast Pottstown because you're going to put that sticker someplace where people are going to see it, and then you're going to say, this is the show that I listened to about Pottstown. It's a great show. You should tune in as well.
Yes.
So, 5 o'clock. Oh, I hit my notification. Isn't that a nice little charm? It only goes off when I don't want it to.
What, what is it? Like
It
your
just found
a
my
timer?
phone. No, it's a thing I have because I lose my phone, my keys all the time.
Okay.
So it's telling me that it knows where my phone is. Anyway, it's called a tile. I'll talk about that later.
Handy.
5 o'clock, Thursday, 1 year anniversary show. Come down to Pub, join us live, buy a beer, get a Porchcast sticker.
Yeah, cool. And we have a couple hats left.
I have
and let me
hats
tell
left?
you, it was snowing today, folks. We had fake spring last week. Fake spring.
Fake spring.
Now we're back into winter because spring doesn't officially start for another week, right? The 21st? 20th,
That's right.
21st? Yeah.
Jason Morris, thanks for dropping a comment over on YouTube. And that is a
Hey,
good
Jay.
reminder to everybody else. Please share your comments. It helps us get the word out. The more people that interact with the show, the more people will see the show, the more people will learn about all the good things that are going on in Pottstown.
Right.
Like, share, subscribe on YouTube.
So how do you see that?
I have a monitor on
It says
OBS.
dropping a comment just in case nobody else does.
Yeah, that's on YouTube.
Oh, is that Jason?
Yes, Jay.
How do you know?
Because I subscribed to his channel when he subscribed to mine.
Got it.
So I
It was a
know
little,
that SV...
I scratch your back, you scratch
Yes.
mine.
I know that SV exit strategy is Jay Morris.
Got it.
Yes, I'm wearing my Porchcast hat. We're going to have those hats with us on Thursday.
I had
at
mine on
5.
Sunday when I went for my long walk. I did not try to brave it in the woods. I was like, I think I'm just waiting until April, until all
Really?
that stuff melts.
There was no snow where we went. Now, there was some small piles in the shade.
Right.
But we were on Horseshoe Trail.
Okay.
Which cuts through St. Peter's Village and then goes into
Oh, is
the
that
game
part of Warwick
lands.
Park also?
It does. Horseshoe Trail does continue on and then go into
Right.
Warwick County Park.
Well, based on what I saw in the park the previous Sunday, it was still pretty thick with snow, and then there was like a layer of ice on top. And even with the warm days we had last week, I didn't think it would have
wasn't
melted.
enough.
So I just did my usual loop through town, and I took a little sidebar down. What drive is that goes down to Heritage Coach? Is that still College Drive or whatever that's called down there? Keystone Boulevard?
Yes.
Yeah. So I went down Keystone Boulevard past Heritage Coach to where the bollards, I think they're
Yes,
called where the
bollards.
bollards are, and then I turned around. So I
Okay.
went about like 3.5 miles altogether.
I'm not sure how far we walked on the Horseshoe Trail, but we went from St. Peter's Village to Tyrol Road and then back,
Right.
however far that is.
And that's through the woods?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to check that out.
It's just, there's that big parking lot at St. Peter's Village on the north side.
Right, and like there's a quarry up like the
Yes.
hill, right?
So this would be a little bit up the street from where the quarry and the St. Peter's Inn is. You park in
Yeah.
that big parking lot. You kind of have to cross the creek there,
Jig
but
and
there's
jog a
plenty of
little bit.
stones. And then you go up to the top of the hill, and then Horseshoe Trail cuts through there. Now, once you cross over that bridge there, you're on state game lands.
Okay.
That's Game Lands 43.
So you better have your orange hat on.
It's encouraged. Now, hunting seasons are over. The next hunting season that's going to be coming up around here is in May.
Was that like
That's
bird?
turkey,
Oh, turkey.
spring gobbler.
Yep.
But I should have wore my orange hat. I didn't.
I
But
had
we
mine
were
on,
okay.
and when I was down on the trail by the river, there was a guy coming the other direction with an orange hat. I was like, oh, "There's a Porchcast hat," but it was just a regular hunting hat.
I'm seeing many more orange hats
Like
than I
how
ever
vain
had
of me!
before.
I think every orange hat is going to be one of ours.
Sure.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I'm seeing more of them now. I think we were trendsetters on the orange hat.
Well, they sure are warm, and they sure are comfortable. And
Jay's saying that SV is sailing vessel, so exit strategy is the name of his sailboat.
Oh, got it.
Sailing vessel exit strategy.
Well, that's a great name for a sailboat.
Yeah.
Nice. You're a multifaceted man, Jay Morris.
I can see that there's more people tuning in on Porchcast.
that
On Matt
might be
Green
my
at
friend
Glocker Real
Andrea.
Estate.
Andrea, if that's you, drop a comment.
Drop a comment. Also, want to tell the new watchers 5 o'clock Thursday at Pub, Pottstown United Brewing Company. We're going to be bringing you Porchcast Pottstown live from Pub this coming Thursday. It's our 1-year anniversary show. Come on down, join us live, buy a beer,
get a sticker.
A sticker.
Yes. So Chris said the snakes were out. You saw some snakes?
She hates snakes.
Oh, she's like Indiana Jones?
Hates them.
Okay.
And
I mean, I don't think that I love them.
They don't bother
I
me.
actually don't have much experience with encountering a snake.
Okay.
In order to love them or hate them or feel otherwise indifferent.
She said that snakes have never done anything to her. It's just an irrational fear of snakes. It's a phobia.
Okay, good. I think that's a very, very strong admission for you to say that, Chris. I know a lot of people feel the same way about spiders. Spiders are this big.
Some of them.
And I've seen grown men freak out at a spider this big.
I don't like them when a spider gets on me, and I think it's going to go down my shirt
and
or
you
something.
feel all-
I don't like that.
Right.
But other than that, they don't scare me. So we're walking along. I'm just walking and talking, blah, 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 blah. And we were actually planning our spring garden. And I do have some
I think there was a lot of that going on this weekend. People starting to think about their gardens.
I do have some news concerning gardens, but we were talking about our spring gardening, and I almost stepped on the snake. I didn't see it, but she did, and she was behind me, and we had just crossed some boulders over this little stream, and she screamed so loud, like I thought she fell and broke her leg.
Wow.
So I turn around, and as I turn around, I see the snake taking off through the stream.
And you said, hence the scream. Yeah.
It was just a little baby northern water snake.
Okay.
Completely harmless.
Water snake?
Water. I say it right. Stop correcting me. I say it right. It was just a little baby water snake. It must have been out in the sun because I thought maybe it was going to be too cold for the snakes. And we saw some frogs, too. We saw a whole bunch of these frogs called wood frogs. And they sound like geese. But you hear them?
Oh, that's what you posted that little video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to figure, I didn't know what kind of frogs they were. So I was hoping that somebody knew.
Would
and then we did a little research and figured it out.
Chris said it was a little squeak, not a loud scream. Hey, Laura Cohn, thanks for tuning in.
That was a loud scream. It echoed through the woods. Like, I seriously
well, there's not a lot.
that
There's no leaves. There's nothing to absorb the sound.
I'm surprised nobody came to find out where that came from or whatever. It was a
Well,
scream.
I am glad that you survived that adventure.
I am too.
Yeah. So I went for my long walk, and then we came back. I came back, and Levi and I worked on our big wine cellar project.
I like the wine cellar project. I think it's a neat project.
Yeah.
I think it's going to make a really cool sound booth. We might have to do a couple interviews down there.
We could do a show down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, you've been in our basement. It's not that big. It's like 4 by 8.
Yeah, it's just like, what is it, an old vault or something?
Yeah. So when the office was here, when the law office was here in this building, it was our vault, and there was a big fireproof door on it. So when we moved across town, we took the door with us. Not an easy project.
No.
To move that door because it weighs about 1 billion pounds, and we put it on the new vault at the new office. But now we have a 4 by 8 ish cinder block. Maybe it's 5 by 8 cinder block room. And my dad, in the house I grew up in, there was a wine cellar. Not fancy. It's not like one of these fancy climate control, humidity
just a dark
control.
room.
It was a dark room. I think it probably was a root cellar.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And after when I was an adult, when we had moved out, my dad turned it into a wine cellar and had shelves put in, and then he lined it with corks in between the shelves. So he did it shelves first, and then the corks. We're doing corks first, and then we put the shelves in. So that was kind of the inspiration for the project. And once you tell people that you're collecting corks, you
come.
will have more corks
Yes.
than Carter's Got Little Pills. Like,
Yeah.
we have millions of corks. Millions. And we...
How are you affixing them to the wall?
glue.
Really?
Hot glue gun, yeah.
And that, yeah.
So corks have printing on them. There's horizontal printing or there's vertical printing. So on the one wall that's not going to be covered by shelves, there's one whole wall that will not be shelved. Levi's we had to sort all the corks as to whether the writing was horizontal or vertical.
Oh, no.
And so they're all placed in
Little
there.
OCD issue.
A little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit.
A little bit. So that has definitely prolonged the project because you've got to get the corks in the right size.
Yes.
Yes.
And then the lettering has to match.
So I tee them up. There's horizontals and there's verticals, and then he grabs them and he glues them. It's a whole process.
Holy man.
Yeah. So at this rate, well, let's see, we've been working on it for 7 years. But if we put in a couple of hours each weekend, we should be done by the time Harrison graduates college.
And then we're going to hijack it and turn it into a sound booth.
Yes.
All
and
right.
then we're gonna buy our cases of $10 wine and store it in there.
Your box of Franzia.
Yeah.
Do it.
No, not boxes. I typically don't buy boxes of wine because they don't fit in my wine fridge. But we typically don't spend more than 12 or $15 a bottle. Usually, like in the 9 to 12 range. Do you need a tissue?
No, I have a jacket.
Okay, got it. But I don't know. It's just a project.
Well,
it's
listen,
just
they've done all those. You've seen those shows, right? Those taste tests where even the fancy tasters can't tell the difference
Right.
between a 10 bottle.
This is my favorite $10 rosé right here. Yeah. My dad we did a taste test on champagne a few years ago at Christmas time.
Something shut down. I believe it's our video. So just keep talking and
Okay.
I'll fix that.
All right. So my dad did a taste test on champagne. I see the YouTube is down. Facebook is, I'm not sure.
Facebook still looks like it's on. It could just be the video. So hold on.
Okay.
Everything else
Nope,
seems...
there went Facebook.
What's that?
There went Facebook. Now it's black screen.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
the video.
Okay.
They'll still hear us.
Okay.
I'm going to put a new battery in the camera.
Okay, great. Yeah. So anyway, we did a taste test on champagne. We did like a $30 bottle, a $50 bottle, and a Dom Perignon, which is I don't even know how much per bottle. And it was the middle one that we all chose. Okay, yes, folks, we do know that the video is out.
It's coming back.
Matt's putting a new battery in. This is fun. Where's Deb Penrod when you need her? So I'm just going to keep talking so you all know that I am here. You know what I'm going to do, Matt? I'm going to do a shout out for Welcome to the Avenue, where I got dinner over the weekend. So Welcome to the Avenue, if you folks haven't been there, local Pottstown folks, is a Caribbean restaurant at 107 High Street. The food is fabulous. And it had been a while. I interviewed them. Matt, I think you were there when I interviewed them for my podcast.
What'd you say?
So I think you were there when I interviewed the Avenue for my podcast.
Yeah, so that was...
Yeah.
So when you interviewed the Avenue that time, that was our very first attempt at marrying the video to the podcast.
Right. Our
And
sound was it was wonky.
It didn't work out the way we
very
wanted it
echoey
to.
in there. But anyway, I digress. The food, folks, is phenomenal. And if it's not, if Welcome to the Avenue is not on your regular rotation of restaurants that you're going to for takeout, you put it on your rotation. So we got the jerk chicken egg rolls, delicious. The tamarind wings, delicious. You know, I'm a little bit of a snob on my wings. They were delicious. The Caribbean chopped salad, which was 4 side salads for Levi and I. 4.
Holy.
And then we got the jerk shrimp over Alfredo pasta, and I got the oxtail over rice and beans with plantains. Excellent. Just really, really, really amazing, delicious food. Oh, hi, Katie Scanlon. Thanks for tuning in. Jalapeno wine. That sounds delicious.
Katie Scanlon was talking about frogs that were cool. These were wood frogs that we saw. Annie is William Paul Broglie Esquire's dog.
Yes.
And Chris is saying something. I will say this about Annie, because I've witnessed this.
Yes.
That dog will eat some frogs and toads, man.
Really? She's so like docile and sweet.
Woofed down 2 toads right in front of us that time Bill came
I get it.
camping.
Frogs' legs are delicious.
They are.
We had them a couple of years ago. My brother made them. He did a low country boil and started with some fried frog's legs.
Maybe the jalapeno wine would go good with frog legs.
Yeah, it's a little kind of a Cajun-ish kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I had this, there's a winery around here called Long Trout. And it's up in Berks County. Is that Berks County? Yes, it's Berks County. It's near Hawk Mountain. It's also right above where the Cabela's is.
Okay.
They have a beer that's made, or not a beer, a wine that's made out of vegetables.
It's healthy.
It sounds kind of not like it would be good, but if you use it to like cook, like saute with or do a stir fry, it's freaking excellent.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting.
I could get down for some wine.
Yes, we're getting some shout outs for Welcome to the Avenue. Food is amazing. Yeah, I've had that kale Caesar salad before. Really good. So check it out. Super nice people. They took a lot of care with the food, how it was packaged. And the kid at the counter checking us out opened every clam shell so we could see the food, make sure it matched up with our order, which I really appreciated, because is there anything worse than when you get home and you're like, no, this is not what we wanted? Yeah. So big shout out to them. Ooh, Paradise Punch. Interesting.
Kenny Butler was saying that you got a lot of food.
It was a lot of food. We're still having the leftovers. We had dinner, and then we had and the wings. The wings were these tamarind wings, and they were sweet at first, but then there was like this really sophisticated heat that came at the back. Right. So you're eating them, and after 3 wings, you're like,
these are hot.
There's a little bit, but a really sophisticated spice that hits you like way at the back. Yeah.
Tasty rather than just hot for the sake of hot.
Really, I can't say enough.
Kenny Butler.
All right. Thanks for tuning in,
Christian
Katie. Yeah, go get
Victory
food from the
Center.
Avenue. So speaking of food, Kevin gave me this coffee to try.
Coffee Smith?
Yeah, because he knows that I struggle with
Coffeesmith
grinding my own coffee. I made it this morning. It was delicious. Smells really good. It was definitely more bold than what I'm used to. You know, I'm like a Folgers Maxwell House gal. But now he's got these pre-ground coffee packs that are available on his website, coffeesmith.coffee. So check it out. Delicious coffee. And he's got a bunch of like kind of collaborations with local restaurants. So look for like coffee beers and stuff like that around
The
town.
coffee beer at Pub and also the coffee beer at JJ Radigan's.
Right.
Reminder, folks, for the just tuned in, 1-year anniversary celebration at Pub this Thursday at 5. Join us for Porchcast Pottstown live at Pottstown United Brewing Company. Come down, buy a beer, get a free sticker.
It will be fun to be out and about. So, Matt, you were talking before we got on the air about some restrictions that are going to be lifted soon.
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, Kenny's saying that Christina's first job was Welcome to the Avenue. And I did remember when she was working there because I went in there with for lunch and she was our waitress. Yeah, so let me go and get to the restrictions and then we'll start chewing into the stuff because you and I both have a lot of announcements to make. So this came out from Joe Cerisi via the PA House Democrats. It's a COVID-19 business update. Starting Sunday, April 4th, bars and restaurants, some restrictions will be lifted. Restaurants can resume bar service. From my understanding, you'll be able to sit at the bar once again.
Right. Okay, so currently you can sit at the bar, but you've got to be spaced apart and you have to be eating. Right?
Yes, and they put those tables at the bar, so you have, like at some places, they put the table at the bar, so you actually are sitting at a table at the bar.
Right, so it's a little bit of a loophole.
It's a loophole.
Right.
So alcohol service without food purchase can resume, so you'll be able to go to the bar and grab a beer and not have to order food.
Right.
I have a tendency to do both things anyway, so that doesn't really affect me all that much.
So that's April 4th. So yes, I guess that what they're anticipating is that the vaccine situation is starting to become
Yeah.
more rapidly
Oh,
available.
I saw they were like jamming them out, literally,
Yeah.
down at the convention center in Philly.
Yes,
Yeah.
so that's a FEMA run site, and one of
Okay.
our attorneys lives in Philadelphia County, so he was able to go and get his
Bruce?
vaccine down.
Bruce Baldwin?
Yeah, and he said it was very well run. The staff was very friendly. They were very efficient. It was like 1, 2, 3. He was very impressed with that situation. And I have
Nice.
another friend, coworker, that was at the county site today at Montgomery County College in Bluebell.
Yeah.
She said the same thing. Everyone very friendly, very efficient. The line was moving like lightning speed.
No
Boom.
problems.
Yeah. So
All
it
right.
seems like there was some definite hurdles, but things are starting to advance.
So maybe in hopes that the vaccines are going to start taking effect and people are going to take the vaccines,
Yes.
starting April 1st, restaurants can resume bar service, alcohol service without food purchase, curfew for alcohol sales is lifted, indoor capacity 75%
Okay.
for
That's
self-certified restaurants.
almost normal.
And 50% for restaurants that do not self-certify.
Don't know what that means.
I
but
don't know what
there
that
must be
means
some
either.
process
Somebody else
for
might be able to
restaurants too.
tell us.
Okay.
Maybe we have a restaurateur who's working or
Yeah.
watching and can let us know. And then it says other businesses, personal service facilities, gyms, and entertainment, 75% capacity.
Right.
Indoor events, 25% of maximum capacity. Outdoor events, 50% of maximum capacity.
Wow. Okay.
Both regardless of venue size.
Got it.
Now, mask wearing, 6-foot social distancing, and business adherence to all safety orders is still required.
Right.
That
Yes.
kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah. So still be careful. Don't
You
be
know
a dope.
somebody's going to be a jerk at this stage in the game. I don't
Yeah.
know why there's any need for that, but just follow the rules and you can
Right.
do more stuff.
Yep.
I forgot. I went to Sly Fox yesterday and
Forgot your mask again?
No,
Oh.
I had my mask. I went in with my mask. I sat down. There was one other person in the dining room on the other side of the dining room, and when I got up to get another beer, I forgot to put my mask on. That's different than being a D word.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you just were like, you had a beer, you forgot, and it's Sly Fox for anybody that's not been there. You should go. Speaking of wings, really good wings.
Yes, that's
and
what I
really
had.
good pizzas. You have to get up and you have to order inside at
Yeah,
the counter.
they bring you
right.
the
So you need to
food.
put your mask on to go back inside.
And
Yeah,
get more
but
beers.
they have a nice what I call the indoor-outdoor situation.
Yeah.
So it's outdoor, but it's plastic.
They've got
some
gas heaters.
Yeah, and they've got some airflow in there. And then once it gets a little bit warmer, you can sit outside.
We were inside. We sat
inside.
Yeah, we sat inside the dining room because there was, like I said,
Yeah.
it was me and Chris. There was another table of 4 that left almost as soon as we
Right.
got there, and then there was a guy sitting by himself, kind of watching TV and eating
Yeah.
his food on the other side. I'm
it's
admitting-
one of the only restaurants that's really open on a Monday in Pottstown.
It
A lot of
is.
restaurants are closed.
11:30 to 8.
Yeah.
So anyway, just follow those rules. If you want to see those rules, if you want to read them, they're posted up at Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. Since I just talked about it, I will pin that to the top of the page so that if you go and scroll through the page, you'll be able to see what I was just talking about.
That is great. That is great news, and hopefully things keep rolling forward with the vaccines and people being careful, and now it's nice out, and hopefully the restaurants will still offer outdoor dining. I think that Pottstown extended its outdoor dining because there's still some folks that won't feel comfortable eating outside or inside, so I think that's a really nice option if restaurants can still offer outside dining. I see Tara Cifelli just came on. Hey, Tara.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to ask her if
Yeah.
they're doing inside seating.
I think Very Best does have some inside seating, but Tara, give us an update. And you guys have been open for outdoor dining through the entire winter. So, yeah, I mean, they've had their seating open the whole time pretty much.
Right. And they obviously are doing their carry-out thing.
Yes.
So what do you
Yeah.
want to go to next? Like, I know
All right,
that
well,
Laura Johnson sent us that stuff. I know she's watching, and
Yeah,
she's
so
watching
let's talk
because
about that. Since we
she
were just giving
wants
the update from Joe Cerisi, we can talk about
another political thing.
another political. So this is from Laura Johnson, our friend with Fair Funding PA. Pottstown area action item. So this is on the Advocates for Pottstown Schools page. Laura made a post earlier today about House Bill 272. It's the Charter Reform Bill, and they are asking for phone calls or letters to Representative Hennessy, who covers our section of Pottstown down here in the hood.
That's
this
District
kind of end of
46.
Pottstown. So they are asking for
26.
phone calls and letter writing. Representative Hennessy's school districts are losing millions of dollars in overpayments to charters, which forces the districts to raise property taxes and or cut programming. Please let him know that you want him to support this common sense bill, which preserves choice, ensures reasonable tuition, and provides for basic accountability. So you can find that information on the Advocates for Pottstown Schools public group page. There's the phone number for Representative Hennessy. There's action items here, so you can have some talking points when you call. Most likely, you will get a answering machine or a voicemail, so you can leave that information on the voicemail that you would please like him to co-sponsor House Bill 272, which is the Charter Reform Bill. Very important, and Representative Hennessy, we need to get him on board with this because it will
He's
help
not on board. I'm just going to be
his-
honest. He's not on board, and he doesn't think it's a big deal, and he's not for it because he votes in a block with Republicans,
Right.
regardless of what his
Right.
constituents
So,
say.
Laura, is there a date? Is there like a time frame? Like this is going to be voted on a certain date, or there's some sort of deadline? Hey, Amy Mrazis, thank you for tuning in. Let us know, because I'd still be willing to go down there with a picket sign, which I think could be a pretty interesting course of action to take.
I'm posting that up right now
Okay.
to Matt Green at Galore Real Estate. If you want to see that information that we just shared, it's right there on the wall. It should be towards the top. Remember, too, folks, I know that there's people that are embarrassed about calling and they don't want to be challenged on the phone and they're shy or scared or whatever the case may be. You can send them an email.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All you have to do is just cut and paste those 4 bullet points.
Right.
Mr. Hennessy, we want you to do these 3 things
Yes.
because of X, Y, and Z.
Right. Right.
Support Joe Cerise's.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be complicated.
And reach out to Laura through the group. Reach out to Laura directly. She can give you some talking points or some, script or something
Yeah.
to cut and paste into a letter.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
And the other side of it too is if you do want to get to the point where you have a little bit of knowledge behind you in case somebody does challenge you, go to Advocates for Fair Funding website or go to their Facebook page and read and watch some of the videos. You don't even have to read. They
Right.
have videos. All you have to do is press play
Right.
and it'll tell you what the points are, what the
Right.
talking points are.
Yes,
If you want to
she
have
says
some
she's
fun.
always happy to help anyone, walk through it. There's no specific deadline, but the sooner the better. So yeah, let's get on that.
Do it. The information is up at Matt Green at Galore Real Estate. The phone number is there to call if you are so inclined. And then also, like I said, the bullet points and everything that Amy just read to you is right there. You could literally create a little bit of an email and send that to Hennessy just with a little bit of cut and paste.
Yep.
Let them know you're out there. One of the things that Laura told us when she was on the show is that one of the reasons why charter schools don't get reformed the way they should is because parents and stakeholders in normal school districts in the regular education system are not as vocal. So get vocal and get this money. Get this money.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not just Pottstown.
Yeah, they're not trying
Owen
to
J.
shut down
Roberts,
charter schools
Coatesville.
altogether.
No.
They're just trying
it's
to
just
reform it so that
it's-
they're not getting so much money.
so that the funding is fair.
Right.
No one's going to shut
No
down
one's
charter
shutting
schools.
anybody down.
But what we don't want to have happen is those charter schools are siphoning off all the money, and then the kids that are staying in the traditional school districts don't have equal access to education. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's all we're asking for.
And it doesn't have to be a racial issue at all. Just know that some Pennsylvania kids don't get equal access to education.
Right.
That's all you
need to know.
All you need to know.
Yep. Yes. So thank you, Laura Johnson, for all of your hard work, and thank you to Joe Cerisi. He's involved in those education reform efforts. So we thank him for his hard work. Hi, Kathy Skitko.
All right, Kathy Skitko joined in right at the right time.
Let's talk
nice
about
segue.
that.
Way to force a segue, Kathy Skitko.
Let me go rifling through this big, large stack of papers that I have.
It's all Kathy Skitko's papers, I bet.
Yeah. No, not all of it. I did want to also talk about.
Joke.
Can we talk? We can also talk about daylight savings time.
Let's do Kathy's stuff first because she tuned in just to hear her stuff.
All right. Thanks, Kathy. She's a good egg. Let me tell you.
It's not fair.
She is such a great volunteer. She has helped out at Go Forth. Announcement coming soon, folks. But she's helped out at Go Forth, and she'll stand down there, like, collecting money for parking in the beating down hot sun. She's really a great.
She just got her vaccine.
Great volunteer. Great. Excellent, Kathy. I'm very happy for you. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Yeah. Yes, Tara's saying administration is getting a 3.3% raise, and us peons don't get anything. Tara, I believe, works for the school district. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen,
right.
if you are in a union, so that's the people that aren't administrators.
Right.
If you have a union and you don't believe that you're getting your raises or your benefits packages aren't in line with your administration, you got to go back to your union rep. And when it comes time to bargain, you got to draw some lines in the sand.
Right.
Every time that I was involved in unions, we always attached our raises to management. If management got a raise, if there was money to give management a raise, there was money to give the employees a raise.
Boots on the
in
ground,
the bargaining
man.
unit.
Right? I mean, doing the work.
We have absolutely bad-mouthed unions into almost being non-existent in this country. But if you think about it, a union is almost pure democracy. Every person in a union gets a vote. One man, one vote.
Right.
Whether you're...
And by man, you mean person. I know. Yeah.
I'm not trying to
I know you just mean
support
person.
the patriarchy.
I know.
Whatever.
Just clarifying.
Oh, boy. Anyway.
One person, one vote.
One person, one vote. Whether you've been there for 5 days or 5 years or 50 years, your vote counts the same. Agitate within your union to get what you need. It's what they're there for.
I know. It's unfortunate that they need to exist.
Yeah, but they do.
Oh, Tara says there's no union for support staff.
Then guess what? Create one. They've just passed some new legislation that should help unions organize.
Okay.
That was part of this last bill that passed with the stimulus and everything.
Right.
There was some other legislation that was passed just after that stimulus bill it's some of the most sweeping pro-union legislation that's happened in 50 years.
Wow.
So I would say if
there was a lot of stuff in that bill.
Staff is not unionized, start one.
Right.
I
didn't realize that kind of stuff was wrapped up in that bill.
Yeah, well, it's not. It wasn't in that bill.
Okay.
But there were some concessions made for further legislation.
Got it.
If you go to Bernie Sanders' page, he explains how they were able to do it.
All right.
I
got to say to folks, I lost my glasses,
Anyway.
so I'm wearing my readers, and I look like Chuck Schumer, right? My glasses are like at the bottom of my nose, so I don't know what happened to them. If I had my glasses, I could find my glasses.
All right. So what are we talking about?
All right. So investors conference.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So this is from the Hill School. The 4th annual Pottstown Investors Conference, which is sponsored by Hobart's Run, our friend Kathy Skitko. The Hill School, Pottstown Area Industrial Development, and the Borough will be presented in a virtual format on Friday, April 16th, which also happens to be my father-in-law's birthday, at 8:45 a.m. No charge. So the Investors Conference, the headline here says it returns virtually with focus on diversity and resilience. The Investors Conference, as I understand it, was created and offered as a way to get investors excited about coming into Pottstown and seeing Pottstown as an kind of up and coming area to invest in, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the press release here says the fast-paced event will highlight social justice and equity in business and the resilience of Pottstown entrepreneurs. And we do know that Pottstown is resilient. They will hear timely borough investment opportunity news, and there are 2 nationally noted speakers. Keynote speaker Don Chen is the president and CEO of the prestigious New York City-based Surdna Foundation, an organization focused on social justice. Let's see. And then the other speaker is Suleiman Rahman, the CEO at Diverse Force, which is based in Philadelphia, a human capital solutions firm that specializes in recruitment, retention, and development of diverse talent in the workplace as well as on governing boards. So this is a focus on diversity. As these 2 speakers look very well versed in that area. This year's conference will also feature personal stories of a few Pottstown small business owners who have shown remarkable resilience during the pandemic. I would definitely tune in for that. Of course, updates about Pottstown business and real estate opportunities will be shared by Peggy Lee Clark of Paid. So last year's conference was canceled because it was like right at the beginning of COVID. They probably couldn't pivot quite fast enough to be online. But this year it is a virtual event. If you are interested, go to the Hobart's Run page. And sorry, Kathy, I know I'm abbreviating this here. If you go to the Hobart's Run page, you can find all of the information regarding the Investors Conference. So if you are interested in investing in Pottstown or what business opportunities are available or investment opportunities, tune in. I've been to at least 2 of the investors conferences. Matt, I think we may have sat together at one of them.
At one of them.
Yeah.
I've been to all of them since they were incepted.
Right.
And what Kathy is saying is that it was started by Hobart's Run in the Hill School and is now participated in with the borough and also Paid.
Right.
Paid is Pottstown Area Industrial Development, for those that don't know.
Yeah. So I found the speakers at the last conference I attended, which I think would have been in 2019, they were talking about different kind of housing options and changes in housing options as things change in our culture. I found that to be really interesting, talking about like multi-unit housing and not multi-unit housing. I'm not using the term right.
No, you know why? Because they came up with a fancy term to try to make it like it wasn't multi-unit.
No, it was like
additional living units.
Yeah, or like multi-generations.
That means putting a shed in your backyard and renting it out to grandma.
No, talking about like
I wasn't for that.
Common spaces. I found it really interesting.
No, they always have good topics, and the topics are good. The speakers are good. It has worked to bring a lot of attention to Pottstown. And I will say this, over the course of years, the people that I have seen at the Investors Conference have invested more money in Pottstown, have opened new businesses, and everything else. So as far as Hobart's Run, the Hill School's ability to cheerlead for Pottstown, I think they have become excellent cheerleaders.
For sure. Yep.
I would also go back to when Governor Wolf was at the first one.
Oh, yeah, that one was down at Sunnybrook.
The talk that he gave, I thought was excellent. And what he was doing was encouraging the people from the hill to come off of the hill, and the people in at the bottom of the hill to interact.
Right.
Right. So that the two entities, the Hill School and the people in the borough, need to start working together.
Yeah.
And I will say, although I think there's still some work to do, it's much better. I see much more of that interaction now than I ever have before.
Yeah, when my father-in-law was president of Borough Council, he met with the headmaster and with the president of the Pottstown School Board like once a week. Like to try to forge that relationship and to have all entities working together and collaborating. So that was something that was, started even back when Jack was on Borough Council at the beginning of this millennium.
Right.
Yeah. So interesting stuff.
I put a link again.
Yeah,
if
the
you
speakers are always really interesting.
Yes. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to the Hobart's Run page. They're easy to find. Just go to Facebook or Google and type in Hobart's Run.
Easy. Yeah.
And then I also put a link to the investors conference up on Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. You can click on that link and it'll shoot you over there.
Yep.
That's on the wall.
Hobart's Run is also very involved in Edgewood Cemetery, as we know.
Let's talk about that
nice
next.
Segue. Does that make you laugh, a segue?
Yes, segues make me laugh. I'll tell you why segues make me laugh at the end of the show.
So Hobart's Run is very involved in the care and maintenance of Edgewood Cemetery, and they are having their art show and cleanup event on Saturday, April 10th. It looks like they've got a lot of really great vendors, artisans, to sell their wares.
Susie
at
Kennedy,
that event. Yeah,
our literary liaison, is going to be one of the vendors. She's going to be doing her art on slate.
I have so much stuff here, I can't even find it.
I'm trying to help you out while you page. I'm going to talk about what I know already.
Right. Saturday, April 10th. So they've got a room left for a few artisans. So if you create and sell your wares, you can go to the Edgewood Cemetery or the Hobart's Run Facebook page or websites and sign up to be a vendor. It's just $25 for the table. And if you are not looking for something to sell, but you just want to help out, bring your gloves and rake, and you can help to do a spring cleanup there at Edgewood.
Now, with
this adorable Edgewood Eddie the Hawk.
On our 1-year anniversary show, which is Thursday, Bronwyn DiMaseo may stop by to talk about it in person.
Yeah.
So, Bronwyn, stop by. She's been invited. She says she's going to come. So, why am I getting so tongue-tied? We'll see if she comes.
Right.
Remember, folks, 5 o'clock, Pottstown United Brewing Company. I'm talking to you, Kathy Skitko, because you tuned in late.
Oh, she says they have 20 vendors. That's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
This Thursday.
At the pub,
Pottstown United Brewing Company, 1-year anniversary show for Porchcast Pottstown. Come out, see the show, have a beer, get a free sticker.
Yep. So, speaking of Bronwyn.
Speaking of.
This weekend, she and Audra the Hammer Ross. Did a cleanup of Beach Street from the Beach Street factory down to Edgewood. That's a long area. So they did a cleanup. They went out with their families and did a neighborhood cleanup.
Nice.
Which is very nice.
Porchtonians
they said they got
again.
about 5 bags of trash. They were out there with big trash bags. So thank you very much for that effort, which will segue me into the cleanup effort that Nicole Vickers-Matz is putting together.
Yes.
So this weekend on Saturday the 20th from 9 to 11, this is an ad hoc kind of cleanup effort, kind of like what we did here in our neighborhood last 2 weekends ago.
Impromptu.
Yep. So we are going to be focusing on the 100 to 300 blocks of High Street. March 20th, which is this Saturday from 9 to 11. Any interested individuals or organizations are welcome to join. Meet at the parking lot on South Charlotte Street just before 9. There will be trash bags available, but it's BYOG. Bring your own gloves. bring your own picker if you have a picker. And just go out and pick up trash. Even if you can only join for a half an hour sometime between 9 and 11, you'd be surprised at how much trash you can get in a half an hour.
William Paul Barogli, Esquire.
Yes.
Will be out there.
Out there. Lots of folks. I will be there.
Are you going?
I love to pick up some trash. I don't know why.
And what day is this? Saturday?
It's Saturday, March 20th.
At 9 o'clock.
9 to 11. So meet at the parking lot at South Charlotte Street, which is Charlotte and High.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The clock tower.
The clock tower. And pick up some trash. You can do a lot of good and make a big contribution in 30 minutes time. You can make a whole lot of contribution in 2 hours time. And you get to see your friends and hang out and make a difference in your town. It is literally the easiest thing you can do to make a very visible difference in your town.
Get her done.
So check that out. All right. What else we got here? I have so much stuff, Matt.
So I have something pulled up that I can talk about while you're queuing up your next deal.
All right, got it. I just was going to very briefly mention daylight savings time, and can we be done with it?
Could we?
Daylight savings time.
What's it going to take to get that done? I guess some kind of act of Congress.
It's funny
or
that you should ask that because there is currently a bipartisan bill.
Nice.
To end daylight savings time.
Forever.
It is our most tedious national tradition. And as someone has made his blood vendetta against daylight savings time a quarter of his public persona since 2012.
Do you know who invented daylight savings time?
It was not Ben Franklin. It wasn't.
No.
Is that what you were going to say?
Who was it? He was an advocate of it, though.
So
he wrote about it in the Poor Farmer's Almanac.
Yeah. So George Hudson was the person who proposed the idea of daylight savings time in 1895.
Okay.
The German Empire and Austria-Hungary organized the first nationwide implementation of daylight savings time on April 30th, 1916. Not that long ago.
Okay.
Like 105 years.
Nice math.
Hold on, I got to recap here.
So George Hudson he advocated for
Yes.
it, or he invented.
Yes.
And
ancient civilizations have adjusted daily schedules to the sun for, thousands of years.
Well, that's what the whole idea of it is, right?
Yeah. So Ben Franklin published the proverb, early to bed and early to rise makes a man
healthy, wealthy, and wise.
That was in a letter to the Journal de Paris during his time as an American envoy to France, 1776 to 1785, suggesting that Parisians economize on candles by rising earlier to use morning sunlight. This 1784 satire was satire.
Okay.
Proposed taxing window shutters, rationing candles, and waking the public by ringing church bells and firing cannons at sunrise.
Nice.
Despite common misconception, Franklin did not actually propose daylight savings time. 18th century Europe did not even keep precise schedules. This changed as rail transport and communication networks required a standardization of time unknown in Franklin's day.
He was in France raising money for the war effort, for the Revolutionary War. That's what he was doing there.
So New Zealand entomologist George Hudson first proposed modern daylight savings time. What is an entomologist?
Bugs.
Yes. His shift work job gave him leisure time to collect insects and led him to value after work hours daylight. In 1895, he presented a paper proposing a 2-hour daylight savings shift.
2 hours?
Yeah.
He wanted to spring ahead 2 hours?
Mm-hmm. Darn you, George Hudson. That's why I needed Kev's strong coffee, because of daylight savings time. So anyway, blah, 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 blah.
Well,
there is
he was
now
also
a bipartisan bill to end daylight savings time. It says in a review of why it's so bad for our health. I didn't read the whole thing, so I'll report back when I have a chance to read the whole thing, because there's a lot of citations in here.
What I would say, too, is he was working at a time before a lot of the modern labor laws, so people were still working 10 and 12 and 14-hour days every day.
Right, so in order for him to have the daylight to go collect his bugs, he needed a 2-hour swing. Right. Yeah. So it's called the Sunshine Protection Act, and
it's a bipartisan bill.
yeah, studies have
so
found
maybe it'll pass.
year-round daylight savings time would improve public health, public safety, and mental health, especially important during this cold and dark COVID winter.
How long does it honestly though take you to shift? Like, I was a little screwed up for about a day and a half, 2 days, and now I feel like I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
It's
not
more
like,
of a pain in the neck than
Yeah.
anything else, right?
right. So you're changing your clocks and doing all of that. I missed yoga on Sunday morning because I completely forgot about daylight savings time ending. So, but yeah, why is it necessary? Who's the lobby behind that? I can't imagine that anybody is for it. So let's just be done with it.
I don't know.
Nobody's going to lose money. I mean, we're like in a modern
Well, there are some areas in some states that already don't do it. I don't think Arizona participates
Arizona, and
in
there's
it.
part of Indiana that is
Yeah, that
considered
doesn't.
like a suburb of Chicago that
They don't do it.
They don't do it, or they're they're on the same time zone as Chicago. That little bit of Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Here, Kathy Skitko's saying they would love to have more raffle prize donations, restaurant gift cards, etc. You can email Kathy at hobartsrunpottstown.org, and they're trying to raise those donations for the cemetery event, which is going to be on April 10th.
Yep.
Which is a Saturday.
Yep.
That's the cemetery cleanup that we keep talking about.
right.
Every
yeah.
episode.
So if you are a business or organization that has something that you can donate to the raffle, that will help them raise money as well. Right.
Kathy, if you come to our 1-year anniversary show on Thursday at 5 o'clock at Pottstown United Brewing Company, I'll give you some Porchcast Pottstown swag that you can put together in a raffle gift basket.
Oh, you know what? I will
I'll
do
give
that.
you- I'll give
Actually,
you a
Kathy, I will
t-shirt.
do that. I found some T-shirts.
I know. I have a couple. We can
Yeah.
do a T-shirt,
Yeah,
a hat, bumper
Yeah.
bumper magnet, and sticker.
Yeah. Okay, we'll put together a little doodad, Kath. All right.
But I'm saying she's got to pick it up at Thursday at 5 o'clock at
All
our
right,
1-year
that's the
anniversary
gauntlet.
show. That's
Okay,
the
come
gauntlet
down
that's
and pick
going
it up.
down.
All right.
5 o'clock Thursday, Pottstown United Brewing Company. Come down, see us live, order a beer, get a free sticker.
That's a pretty good deal.
Pretty good deal.
Yeah. All right.
Hawaii, Carol Reisdorf Borland.
Hawaii doesn't do it either. I did not
Yeah.
know that. Did not know that. Okay, Sunday, April 11th is the free drive-in movie.
Hold on,
Oh,
I got to do it. Sunday.
Not this Sunday. Sunday, April 11th is
okay.
Selma. 2 thumbs up from my parents. They loved this movie. So this is the rescheduled event by Strive Initiative to foster some communications about racism and civic duties. Free event. Go to striveinitiative.org and you can get the link to get your free tickets for the drive-in on Sunday, April 11th. You will need a nice, relaxing event to go to with your family after you have gone to Edgewood and cleaned up the day before.
And bought some local art.
And bought some local art.
Put in
Yeah, the
for
artisans
your
look great.
raffle basket.
Yes.
I was surprised at how many, because I was trying to keep up with the artists, and I was reposting the ones that I knew,
Mm-hmm.
or Porchtonians, because there are some of the artists
Yeah.
are Porchtonians. And I did not realize it was up to 20. I lost track of that.
Yeah, it's great. Thank
So
you,
you
Bill
can go-
Brogley, for that comment. That was very nice.
So you could go watch Selma on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's our friend Dave Charles.
Yep.
And his community conversations. I had a conversation with Dave Charles on the phone about 2 weeks ago, and he was bringing me up to speed on what some of his plans are for the ongoing community conversations, basically trying to bring people together so that we can come to some understanding about how we can work together for the future of Pottstown. I think he's the man to do it. He already has the
Sounds like
ear
some good stuff.
of several thousand people within the borough.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what he can do. Support him on Sunday, the 11th.
Yep. Pottstown Living Together in Faith. Oh, I'm sorry, Living in Faith Together, Pottstown Lift. So they are running the Al's Heartwarming Center up at St. Al's, which is a shelter that is operated over the winter, where people can, homeless folks or people that don't have any place to stay can stay overnight and have someplace warm to go and food. So this is Al's Heartwarming Center is named for my friend Alan Altschul, who passed away last year.
Yeah.
So this is a little near and dear to my heart.
He was involved with the cluster.
He was the clustered board president for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So they are having an auction banquet on Saturday, March 27th. Come out and join us for Al's Heartwarming Center auction benefit featuring scrumptious dinner and rousing live auction, showcasing a variety of unique auction items. Business casual, masks are required, CDC guidelines will be followed. It is $26 per ticket, and then there will be auction items and other ways to contribute to the cause. They have, from what I understand, been very busy and had a lot of folks that have been using the center, so it's filling a great need in the community. So if you would like to support that event, Pottstown Lift has a Facebook page, but this information is also available on the Hobart's Run page. If you don't follow the Hobart's Run page, folks, do, because they post a lot of announcements of things that are happening in town, events, and activities. So follow their page and you can find all sorts of information. But we contributed to this fundraiser, Wolf Baldwin and Associates did, and like I said, it is named for my friend Alan, who I miss a lot.
Yep.
He was a good guy. He was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I met him, I met him for the first time like right before he died, but I had a good conversation with him.
Yeah, so a really great guy, and I think that he would really be very humbled to know that was happening in his memory.
Right.
Oh, this is very important also. I try to be very green and eco-friendly. There is a household electronics, appliances, and metal recycling day also on April 10th. So you're going to have to split your time between Edgewood and the recycling day.
Make a drop-off.
Yes.
And then head over.
So this is offered through Green Allies, who manages Althouse Arboretum, which is up in Upper Pottsgrove. We've talked about them before.
Multiple times.
So they are having a recycling day, and there's also going to be paper shredding. So if you're done filing your taxes and you need to get rid of some old paperwork, you can do it. So it's sponsored by Green Allies. This event is happening Saturday, April 10th at the Pottsgrove Middle School, 1351 North Hanover.
It's a fundraiser for Althouse Arboretum.
Yes. So it's the suggested donation is $10 per vehicle, and they will take things. Here's the things that you can drop off at no additional charge: computer towers, tablets, printers, phone systems, flat screen TVs, CDs, DVDs, ink cartridges, laptops, servers, flat screen monitors, game consoles, stereos, cell phones, cords and wires. If you have a CRT monitor, I'm not sure what that is.
It's one of those old monitors that has the tube.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have a tube TV or a tube monitor, remember back when, folks, when monitors were like this deep and TVs were like this?
That's what I took the last time.
Right. So if you have those, there's an additional charge. So $30 to $70 depending on what the item is.
I had to pay $40 to get rid of mine.
So it's a safe way to get rid of it. You can't just dump that stuff in the landfill because there's mercury and other
mercury in them.
Dangerous gases and liquids and things in there.
Yeah.
So
I will also say this about Althouse Arboretum.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on the notifications for the cast at Glocker. That's the other live stream or a podcast that I host, we're going to be having some folks from Alt House Arboretum join us on the cast so that you can learn more about what they're doing. Yeah,
it's a cool place. It's a really, really cool place.
The walking trails are great. We've talked about it before. They're very well labeled. If you want to go up there and take a walk and learn some plant and tree identification, it's the perfect place to go.
Yeah, and they've got some kids' activities and educational opportunities. It's a neat place.
All kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Nicole is saying that Schuylkill River Greenway has their benefit coming up on the 24th. Yes, thank you, Nicole. We'll pull that information and talk about that next time. So if you have been enjoying the Schuylkill River Trail during COVID, you should contribute to their fundraiser. So the household recycling, there's also washers and dryers, dishwashers, ranges, air conditioners, dehumidifiers, microwaves. All of that stuff is no charge
to take.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to, Alt House Arboretum's probably going to get some cut of the scrap rate that they get for those items. Yeah.
Yep. So that's a great way to clean out your house and support a really great cause.
Jason Morris is saying something about the ALG auction Thursday at Coventry Mall. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Maybe Jay will clarify. But don't forget, on Thursday, we really would like you to come to the pub at 5 o'clock for our 1-year anniversary show.
Yeah. Yeah, check it out, folks. All right, 6:05. I didn't get to everything, but that's okay.
I got one more thing, just
stuff.
because it is related to all the stuff that we were talking about. We talked about gardening, cleaning up outside. There is a new certification that you can get for your backyard. Is your watershed friendly? There's a new certification for that.
What does that mean, watershed?
So what I'm imagining is that you can plant certain plants or create your backyard in a way that water is not running off, that it's staying, right?
Oh, so like the garden that Tom Hilton has over here on Walnut?
Yep.
Right? It's like a runoff garden.
That's correct.
Yep.
So the more stuff that gets filtered through plants, through their root system or stays in the soil, it's better for the watersheds, because one of the problems that we have in our watersheds is that the silt and the soil gets in there. It raises the temperature, and certain plants and animals can't survive when the water temperature gets too high.
Interesting.
You can improve watershed by reducing the amount of water runoff into the waterways.
Right, and that's why there's you can't have too much impermeable.
Yes, it's called impervious surface.
Right. But that's why you can't pave over too much, right?
It
maybe you want to put in a brick patio instead of a cement patio, because the brick, you still can have moss and dirt in between.
And water could get through that. I'll give you an example of something that you might not be able to put on your property because the roof is an impervious surface. Depending on how built out your lot is in the borough of Pottstown, you might not be able to build a chicken coop.
Interesting. So that would be something that would need to be looked at. So if I've got I have a really small yard, right? My yard, a tenth of an acre or something.
And with the amount of roof that you already have over your house.
And I have a garage.
And you have a garage, you might not be able to put another shed or another roof in your yard because you've exceeded the percentage of impervious surface within the lot.
Right. And when you have too much impervious surface,
the water
runs off, and then you know what happens? The Manatawny overflows, and the entire park gets flooded.
And
takes out a bridge that costs $500,000.
And people can die,
and people can die as they did the last time.
Property damage and all kinds of
So when all of that building happens upstream, Exeter, Birdsboro, Reading, right?
Yeah.
That affects us downstream because nothing is being absorbed. So all of that water is coming downstream, and it's raising our water.
The other thing too is because it's not getting absorbed, it's not going into the water table, so wells become dry. It actually can cause drought believe it or not.
Right.
Because the ground's not getting an opportunity to soak up and store that water.
Right.
So it has a lot of impacts.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, too, is the more water that runs off of your property and goes into the sewer drain, it taxes the water treatment facility.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
So they have this
That's
new...
interesting.
They have this new certification that you can get. And if you would like to learn more about it, you can look at the Mercury from the 12th of March. There was an article that talked about what this watershed-friendly certification property is and how
I'm going to
you
go
could
back and look at that
possibly-
because I saw the article and I spaced on the term watershed. It didn't register with me as to something that would be applicable to me as a homeowner.
Yep.
So I will go back and check that out because that sounds interesting.
So there are certain plants, there are certain trees, there are certain ways that you can design your landscaping to make it more friendly to the
maximize.
local watershed.
Right.
And if
Okay.
you do that,
Maybe
there's
I
an
can do that
organiza-
with that disgusting
Maybe.
plot right there.
Levi's home.
Levi's home. Right on time.
About dinner time.
All right.
Anything else for the good of the order? I'm
No,
going to go
that
back
is
for
it.
the
I'm looking forward to
comments.
seeing some folks on Thursday for our 1-year anniversary, believe it or not.
1 year anniversary. As if I didn't mention it enough, but I know that there's people that come in
Yeah.
and off, so
Sure.
I want to make it. I also want to have some people out there because in addition to helping us and supporting us, it's also going to be supporting Pub.
Absolutely, my favorite place.
If Adam can
Yep.
sell some more beers and some more meals that night, it helps him out.
We would love that.
And then he feels better for helping us. We
Yep.
feel better for helping him.
We call that a win-win-win.
We call that a win-win. So don't forget, folks, 1 year anniversary of Porchcast. We're calling all Porchtonians to support us one way, shape, or form. If you can't come down, at least tune in to the show. Remember, folks, we need you to like, share, and subscribe. The more comments we get during the show, the more shares we get, the more people see our message, the more we can spread the good word about Pottstown.
Yes.
We can help these organizations. We can help these businesses. We can help guys like
help
Jay
each other.
Morris
Yeah.
get bikes into the hands
Yeah.
of kids. We can help Paul Bacon sell
Yes.
more bacon. We can help Adam Burke sell more beer.
Yeah.
More games of billiards at High Street Billiards.
And more people picking up trash.
And that too.
Yeah, which will improve our town quickly and easily.
All right,
All right,
everybody. We're
break
going to
it
get
down.
out of here. I'm
Yeah.
taking my son out to dinner tonight.
nice.
Yes. I am Matt Green. I am your local real estate expert. I just helped the Pottstown family get 2 times more money than they were offered by the We Buy Any Properties people. Literally
Sell in
got
some
them
places.
literally got them twice as much money. Give me a call if you need help selling or buying real estate in Pottstown, Boyertown, and the surrounding communities. Amy Wolf is the host of Porchcast Pottstown. She is also the office manager at Wolf Baldwin Associates, bringing you fine legal service
representation.
in the borough of Pottstown since 1973. Remember, folks, if you can't come down to Pub on Thursday, at least tune
in. My moms are saying they're going to
That
tune in.
threw me off. I
Yeah.
saw that pop up and it came right as I was giving my breakdown and it just threw me off. Wolf Baldwin and Associates, fine legal representation. Thanks for tuning in to Porchcast. Thanks for making this a great show.
All right.
We will
See you
talk
Thursday. Look